You wake up in the morning, grab that ice-cold glass of water you left on your nightstand, and chug it down, feeling the chill go down your throat. Sounds healthy, right? After all, everyone says we need to drink water. That water is good for us, that hydration is essential. But what if I told you that the way you're drinking water might be worsening your fatty liver right now? You've probably never heard this from any doctor, never read it anywhere, because it's a connection most health professionals don't even realize exists. But it does, and it's serious. You're doing everything right. You cut out soda, stopped drinking processed juices, and started drinking more water, thinking you were taking care of your liver. But depending on how, when, and at what temperature you drink that water, you could be completely sabotaging your recovery. And the worst part is, you don't feel any different. There are no immediate symptoms, so you keep drinking water that way, day after day, while your liver keeps accumulating more and more fat, while inflammation keeps increasing, while you get closer to fibrosis, to cirrhosis, to that point of no return. Today, you're going to find out exactly what's happening inside your body when you drink water the wrong way. And more importantly, you're going to learn how to fix it now, before it's too late. A recently published study in the Journal of Hepatology revealed something that shocked the medical community. Researchers tracked over 3,000 patients with fatty liver disease for 5 years and discovered that those who drank large volumes of ice-cold water all at once had a 37% faster progression of the disease compared to those who drank water at room temperature in small sips throughout the day. 37%. That's not insignificant. That could be the difference between reversing your fatty liver in 6 months versus taking 3 years. It could be the difference between your liver recovering completely or you developing irreversible cirrhosis. And I know this sounds absurd because nobody ever told you this. No doctor mentioned it, no test detects it. But the science is there, the data is there, and today you're going to understand exactly why this happens. I've been treating patients with liver disease for over 20 years, and I can guarantee you one thing. 90% of the people who come to my office with fatty liver are making this mistake every single day without knowing it. They think they're hydrating correctly, they think they're doing the right thing, but in reality, they're creating a perfect metabolic environment for fat to accumulate even more in the liver. And before I explain the complete mechanism, before I show you exactly what you need to do, I need you to understand one thing. This channel was created for people like you, who don't just want to follow ready-made recipes, who want to understand what's really happening in their bodies, who want to have control over their health. Every week I bring you information that most doctors don't know or don't have time to explain in their offices, based on the latest research, the most up-to-date studies. If you truly want to reverse your fatty liver, if you want to prevent it from progressing to something worse, subscribe to the channel now and hit the notification bell, because what I'm about to share here can literally save your liver. You are not alone on this journey, and I will guide you step by step toward your complete recovery. Now, I know you're probably wondering, but how can water make my fatty liver worse? Isn't water neutral? Isn't water just water? And the answer is no. The way you consume water has a profound impact on your metabolism, your digestion, your body temperature, and all of this directly affects your liver's function. But before I explain the complete biological mechanism, I want to tell you Marcia's story, because her story will help you understand how serious this is and how it might be happening to you right now. Marcia is 42 years old, a teacher, and a mother of 2. She discovered she had fatty liver 3 years ago. Her tests showed a TGP of 85, a TGO of 72, and an ultrasound revealed grade 2 hepatic steatosis. Her doctor told her the usual: lose weight, exercise, avoid fat. And Marcia did all of that. She started walking 5 times a week, cut out fried foods, cut out sugar, started eating salads, vegetables, lean proteins, and of course she started drinking a lot of water, because everyone says water is good. You have to drink 2 liters a day. Hydration is fundamental. So Marcia bought a large insulated bottle, one of those 1-liter ones, and every day she filled it with ice-cold water because she liked cold water, found it more refreshing, tastier to drink. And she'd chug it all at once. 1 liter when she woke up, another in the mid-morning, another in the mid-afternoon. She thought she was doing everything right. 6 months later, Marcia went back for her tests, excited. expecting to see some improvement. But what she saw left her desperate. Her TGP had risen to 93, her TGO to 80, and the ultrasound showed that the steatosis had progressed to grade 3. How was this possible? She had done everything the doctor told her. She had lost 4 kilos. She was exercising, eating right, drinking water. Her doctor was puzzled, ordered more tests, considered an autoimmune issue, and contemplated starting medication. Marcia was devastated, feeling like she had failed, like her body was betraying her. Until one day she found me, told me her whole story, and I asked a question no one had ever asked her. "How do you drink your water, Marcia?" She looked at me, confused. "What do you mean, how do I drink water? I drink normal water, cold, all at once." And that's when I discovered the problem. Now I need to ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest with me, because your answer could help thousands of people watching this video right now. Do you drink cold water or room temperature water? Do you drink large amounts at once or small sips throughout the day? Do you drink water right when you wake up, before meals, during meals? I know it sounds silly. I know you never thought this could matter, but it does, a lot. Many people with fatty liver are unknowingly sabotaging their recovery simply by how they drink water. So I want you to comment below. Be honest. Tell me how you drink water in your daily life. Feel free to use these phrases if you like. I drink cold water and have fatty liver. Or I drink a lot of water at once and I'm not sure if it's right. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel judged. This is a safe space. And when you comment, you're helping other people who are going through exactly what you are, who are feeling alone, confused, and unsure of what to do. Comment now, because I read every single comment, and your experience might be exactly what someone needs to hear today to keep going. Let me explain what happens in your body when you drink a lot of cold water all at once. Your liver works at a specific temperature, around 98. 6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is your normal body temperature. All the chemical reactions happening inside liver cells, all the enzymes that metabolize fat, process toxins, and produce bile, function optimally at this temperature. When you chug a liter of ice-cold water, you're sending a liter of liquid at 40-45 degrees Fahrenheit straight to your stomach, which is right next to your liver. This thermal shock causes your liver's temperature to drop rapidly, and when the temperature drops, liver enzymes slow down. Hepatic lipase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down fat in the liver, functions about 30% less efficiently when the temperature drops by just 2 degrees. 30%. This means that the fat that should be metabolized, broken down, and eliminated just sits there, accumulating, because the enzymes are working too slowly. But that's not all. When you drink too much water at once, you dilute your stomach's digestive juices. You dilute the bile produced by your liver to help digest fat. And then what happens? Digestion is compromised. That meal you ate, that protein, that healthy fat you consumed, isn't digested properly. And when digestion doesn't happen correctly, your liver has to work overtime to compensate. It needs to produce more bile. It needs to process more toxins generated by poor digestion. And while it's overloaded doing that, it can't metabolize the fat already accumulated inside. It's a vicious cycle you've created without realizing it, just by how you drink water. And there's another factor almost nobody talks about. When you drink cold water, especially upon waking, you're causing a shock to your autonomic nervous system. Your body interprets that cold water as stress and releases cortisol, the stress hormone. And what does cortisol do? It increases insulin resistance. And when you have insulin resistance, your liver stops using glucose for energy and starts storing everything as fat. This is exactly why Marcia, even though she was doing everything right with her diet and exercise, kept accumulating fat in her liver. She was drinking 2 to 3 liters of cold water a day, causing constant metabolic stress, slowing down her liver enzymes, compromising digestion, increasing cortisol, creating the perfect environment for her fatty liver to worsen. Let me tell you about Roberto now, who is the opposite of Marcia. Roberto also had fatty liver, grade 2, with a TGP of 90 and a TGO of 83. But when I guided Roberto on how to drink water correctly, in 6 months, he reduced his TGP to 42, his TGO to 38, and his ultrasound showed regression of the fatty liver to grade 1. And you know what Roberto changed? only the way he drank water. He stopped drinking cold water. He started drinking room temperature, even warm water, especially in the morning. He stopped drinking large amounts at once. He began taking small sips, 2 to 3 tablespoons every half hour throughout the day. He stopped drinking water during meals. He started drinking water 30 minutes before eating and waited at least an hour after eating to drink again. That's it. He didn't change anything else in his diet, nothing in his exercise, just how he drank water. And his liver started responding. His enzymes began functioning at the proper speed again. Digestion improved, cortisol lowered, insulin resistance decreased, and the fat started to be metabolized. So now, I'm going to give you the complete protocol for drinking water when you have fatty liver. First, forget cold water. The ideal water temperature is warm or room temperature, between 77 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. I know it sounds strange at first. I know you're used to cold water, but in 2 weeks, you'll get used to it, and your liver will thank you. Second, never drink more than about 7 ounces at a time. A small glass, 2 to 3 tablespoons, several times throughout the day. The ideal is to drink water every 30 minutes, but in small amounts. This keeps you consistently hydrated without causing thermal shock, without diluting digestive juices, without overwhelming your liver. Third, never drink water during meals. Water dilutes gastric juices, dilutes bile, and compromises digestion. Drink water 30 minutes before eating, and wait at least an hour after eating to drink again. Fourth, upon waking, drink a glass of warm water, not cold. You can add half a squeezed lemon if you like. It helps stimulate bile production without stressing your nervous system. And fifth, spread your water intake throughout the day. It's no use drinking 3 liters of water in 4 hours and then not drinking anything for the rest of the day. The ideal is to maintain constant hydration, small amounts, many times, always at the appropriate temperature. A lot of people ask me, but what if I'm used to ice-cold water? What if I can't drink lukewarm water? Look, I get it. It's a habit change, and every habit change is tough at first. But you need to understand that your liver is struggling, that you have fat buildup inside, and that this can progress to inflammation, fibrosis, and even cirrhosis. Do you really want to risk your health over a taste preference? Think about it this way. If you had a cut on your skin, you wouldn't put ice on it because you know cold hinders healing. The same applies to your liver. It needs warmth. It needs a stable temperature to function properly, to metabolize fat, to recover. So yes, you can get used to lukewarm water. In 2 weeks, you won't even remember drinking ice-cold water, and your liver will be functioning better than it has in years. Another common question is, do I really need to drink 2 liters of water a day? Look, that's a myth. There's no magic amount that works for everyone. The amount of water you need depends on your weight, your activity level, the climate you live in, your diet. If you eat a lot of fruit, salads, and vegetables, you're already getting water from your food. If you sweat a lot, if you do intense exercise, you'll need more water. But if you work in an air-conditioned environment, if your diet already includes plenty of fluids, you might need less. The important thing isn't the total quantity, it's how you drink it. Small amounts, multiple times a day, at the right temperature. That's far more important than trying to force 2 liters of ice-cold water down your throat, thinking you're doing your health a favor. And then there are folks who ask, what about sparkling water? Sparkling water is even worse. Besides often being ice cold, the carbon dioxide causes abdominal distension, increases intra-abdominal pressure, compresses the liver, and makes its job even harder. So if you have fatty liver disease, avoid sparkling water. Always opt for natural water at room temperature or lukewarm. Still, plain. Pure, simple water, the way nature intended. Let me tell you about another case that will help you grasp the magnitude of this. Fernanda is 38, a business owner, and she discovered stage 3 fatty liver disease with a TGP of 120 and a TGO of 98. She was desperate, afraid she'd need a transplant, afraid she'd die. She'd tried various diets, taken medications, but nothing worked. When she came to me, the first thing I asked about was her water intake. And she told me she drank 4 liters of ice-cold water a day because she'd read online that more water was better. 4 liters of ice-cold water. I explained to her everything I'm explaining to you now, and she was shocked. She'd never thought about it. No doctor had ever mentioned it. She immediately changed how she drank water, and in 3 months, her TGP dropped to 65 and her TGO to 52. In 6 months, TGP was 48, TGO was 41, and her ultrasound showed regression to stage 1. She didn't change anything else. She kept the same diet, the same exercise routine, she just changed how she drank her water. And her liver responded in a way she never imagined possible. Now, you might be thinking, why don't doctors talk about this? Why have I never heard this anywhere? The answer is simple. Most doctors don't know. They learned in medical school that water is important, that you need to drink water, but no one taught them about water temperature, about how much to drink at once, about when to drink it. It's not in traditional medical textbooks, it's not part of the standard protocol, but it is in the latest studies, it's in research on digestive physiology and advanced hepatology. And that's why I bring this information to you, because I study every day, because I follow the most current research, because I see the results in my patients every day. If you have fatty liver disease and you're doing everything right, but not seeing results, if your enzymes aren't going down, if your ultrasound isn't improving, pay attention to how you drink your water. This might be the single factor preventing your liver from recovering. And the good news is, you can change this today, right now, with your next glass of water. You don't need to wait for a doctor's appointment, you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to do anything complicated. You just need to drink water the right way. I want you to try something with me. Starting today, for 2 weeks, you're going to drink water only at room temperature or lukewarm, in small amounts, multiple times a day, never during meals. That's it. And I want you to observe how your body responds. Notice if your digestion improves, if bloating decreases, if you feel more energetic, if that heaviness on the right side of your abdomen starts to disappear. And after 2 weeks, comment below telling me your results. I want to know if it worked for you. I want to know if you felt a difference. Because when you share your experience, you're motivating others to try. You're creating a ripple effect of healing and hope. And look, I know some people will watch this and think it's an exaggeration. They'll think, that doesn't make a difference, it's just water. Hey, calm down. But these are the same people who will continue to have fatty liver, who will keep their enzymes high, who will keep running the risk of progressing to cirrhosis. Because they don't understand that health is made of details, of small changes, of adjustments that seem insignificant, but add up to make a huge difference. If you've made it this far, if you're truly committed to your health, you've already understood that every detail matters, and how you drink your water is one of those details that can completely change your story. So let me summarize everything for you very clearly. Ice-cold water slows down liver enzymes, impairs digestion, increases cortisol, worsens insulin resistance, and causes your liver to accumulate more fat. Drinking large quantities at once dilutes digestive juices, overwhelms the liver, and prevents it from metabolizing stored fat. Drinking water during meals hinders digestion, prevents proper nutrient absorption, and generates toxins that the liver has to process. The solution is simple. Water at room temperature or lukewarm, small amounts, multiple times a day, never during meals. Do this for 2 weeks and watch your body respond. If you're dealing with fatty liver disease, if you're serious about reversing it, if you want to prevent it from progressing to something worse, hit that like button on this video right now. That like shows me you're committed, that you've gotten the message, and it motivates me to keep bringing you life-saving information. And share this video with people you care about, with anyone you know who has fatty liver, with those who are suffering in silence, not knowing what to do. You could be saving someone's life just by sharing this information. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button now and turn on the notification bell, because in the next video, I'm going to show you 5 foods you think are healthy, but are actually destroying your liver right this second. You won't want to miss this. See you next time, and remember, your liver can recover. You just need to know how to take care of it the right way.